And now to discuss this further, we have with us Dr. Shrikant Kondapalli joining us live from New Delhi. He's a professor of China Studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Welcome to the broadcast, Professor.
Thank you.
I'd like to begin with my first question here. Now, before the people of Taiwan hit the polling stations, Professor, this morning, they faced a wave of disinformation that is being viewed as a Chinese strategy to influence voters. How big do you think of a factor that is in this election?
Oh, that is a big factor since 1996 elections, when the president post has been made for the public to vote. At that time, China launched missiles into the northeast of Taiwan and southwest of Taiwan to intimidate the electorate. Subsequently, they have learned some lessons on not directly interfering, but at the moment, they are trying to do influence operations by controlling the media coverage, by influencing the electorate, by indirect threats, not direct as we saw in 94, 95. And also in terms of the mobilization since last August, since 2022 August, when they launched a series of military exercises after the visit by the US leader. So there is a huge trust by the PLA and as well as by the political establishment in China. Wang Huning, one of the fourth-ranking Politburo Standing Committee member, has been nominated to look after the Taiwan-related issues. He wrote a book on neo-authoritarianism and against the democracies. So you could see the configurations building up at the political level, military level, as well as in terms of propaganda and influence operations.
And Professor, given Taiwan's strategic location, if we see a conflict in the area, it could disrupt global trade and with a direct impact on India as well. So how is New Delhi watching this high-stakes election?
Soon after Nancy Pelosi's visit in August 2022, the Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, had cautioned about the increase in the military exercises and possible disruption that it may cause for the sea lanes of communications as well as for the global trade passing through Taiwan. India has a lot of trade in this region. Something like 45% of its trade passes through Taiwan Straits and South China Sea. Also there is increasing FDI, foreign direct investment linkages, in addition to people-to-people contacts. In any case of disruption in the Taiwan Straits with the PLA invasion scenarios, there would be consequences for the India rise in terms of trade, investments, people-to-people contacts, and other strategic interests in this region. And hence the MEA had cautioned about the possible invasion scenarios and suggested to ushering peace and stability. As a part of the Quad and Indo-Pacific developments in which India has been actively participating, this is one of the issues that they are discussing in terms of possible invasion scenarios and what should the other countries do in this regard. So there is a circumspect position that India had taken on the Taiwan Straits.
And also, Professor, now India is concerned about China's growing hegemony in the Asia-Pacific as well, and keeping in view that two of the three candidates in today's election are viewed as a pro-Beijing. Do you think that this is also sort of contentious at the moment?
While the DPP candidate, Mr. Lai, is said to be pro-independence, the DPP has not taken any measure towards the independence of Taiwan. While Kuomintang candidate, Mr. Hou, the Taipei mayor, new Taipei mayor, is said to be pro-China, pro-unification with China, Nevertheless, they have not taken any position which is closer to China, except for suggesting that they should have more close economic contacts and so on and so forth. The TPP candidate as well has not taken any position which is explicitly pro-China. That is because the electorate in Taiwan are seeking status quo. Something like 58% of the electorate in Taiwan, they want status quo. They do not want a war. And so all the three contenders need to consider the public opinion. And so they have taken a position which is pro-Taiwan in orientation rather than pro-China in orientation. So across the political spectrum, there is a certain bottom line in which they have to operate. Kuomintang seen as pro-reunification party, yet it has taken no measure which is pro-China except during President Ma Ying-jeou's term when they had the ECFA agreement, Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement, for closer ties. They have also had the CBMs, confidence building measures in the maritime domain, in order to douse the PLA Navy activities. Nevertheless, they have also taken a no war, no reunification, no military use position, the three no's that they have mentioned. So in other words, there is a consideration by the political contenders that Taiwan's electorate position should be taken into consideration.
Thank you, Professor, for joining us and giving us and sharing your insights in such detail. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.